Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the hardest worker in the room, back with another Bandlab tutorial. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can add collaborators to your project. So this is actually really cool because this was a feature in Bandlab long before quarantine hit, long before pandemic. So they were kind of ahead of the curve. But one of the things that they did recently add to this feature is that now you can work on a project in real time. It used to be where like only one person had control and then they'd have to relieve control. But now you can work on it at the same time in tandem. As you're making a move, the other person on their screen is watching you make that same moves and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. But first, I'm going to show you how to add a collaborator. Actually, because there's kind of another thing that I have to show you. So you're going to add, you have to be in your project. Obviously, you have to have a project open and ongoing. And you're going to click this button up here. And then you're going to add the person's name. So I had already added this person. So I'm going to just type in their username. All right. I would say go with the username and not the email. So I'm going to type in their username. So let's type in Michael Gary Scott. So take a look at this right here, right? You see that that's their username and that they have this really long name here at the end, right? I'm going to show you guys how you can change your username and change this name that shows up. All right. So now it's going to send them an invitation, and in Bandlab, they're going to get a notification saying, hey, Mr. Cruz would like to add you to a project. So we're going to switch over to Michael Gary Scott. All right. And before, this is kind of one of the first things I did when I started Bandlab, when I started my account. You're going to go over to settings, and then under your settings, you're going to click account. So in here, you can change your username. So this is the name that somebody would type in order to find you. On your profile, you can also change your actual name, which this is the name that shows up. So you saw on the other one, it said user blah blah blah. That's just because it hasn't synced up yet, but now that it is synced up, it would show up. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and you'll see over here that I've got a notification, and that says Mr. Cruz created. Oh wait, well, this is from earlier. All notifications. Well, on yours it'll say Mr. Cruz would like to add you to a project, and then you'll also see that project show up here. So if you click all, you can also select any kind of collaborations. So when people send me invitations for collaborations, this is where it'll all end up, but it will show up in your under all projects. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and then I'm going to join. And here is the really cool thing. So once you're in the project, either one of you can start the session. And when you start the session, now the moves that you make, right, any kind of edits or additions or changes that you make will also take place in the other person's session when they open it up. So I am going to, let's move this here. Let's move this here, and then let's move this here. All right. So this was on Michael Gary Scott. So I'm going to move this out the way. All right. So this is what my session looked like before Michael Gary Scott joined. And as you can see, I'm not in the session yet, but Michael Gary Scott is. So once I join that session, you will see that all the revisions that they made have now been updated in my session. And here's also another cool thing is that I'm going to do this kind of off screen. So you're not going to see the screen, but I'm going to go to Michael Gary Scott's, and then you can actually see how I am moving those regions around. So this is what you will see when you see somebody else or your collaborator editing or changing your project. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Hopefully you can find somebody to collaborate with. You can send me an invitation, but I don't always really get to them. But let me know in the comments below any other tutorials that you would like to see in the future regarding Bandlab. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.